I went from New York, loaded up the whole family. I'm talking grandparents on my wife's side. I'm talking on my side. The kids, the wife. There's 7 of us. There might be 8 of us. I'm losing track. Spent a week out in New York. Did a day after the last Bellator. Recovered a little bit. And got on a plane and we came out to England. Now, I don't have to be in England until Saturday for Bellator. Mousasi is, of course, fighting Lovato Jr. Paul Daly's on the card. Look, I didn't know where else to go. If I was to, you have to understand, geographically speaking, and I'm not great at geography, so allow me to condescend to you guys. But all you have to do in New York is get on a plane, go across the pond, touchdown in England. It's under 7 hours. To go from New York back home for me to Portland, that's 6 hours. So I thought, okay, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to go home for 2 days and then make it a 13-hour trip? Or should I just go out to England early? This is what I was up against. I came to England early. So I've got some downtime. I'm here to talk to you guys. I'm here to recap you and update you and fill you in and smarten you on all the things that you need to know about the world. But to fill you in on myself. So I got out here early. And I just didn't know what to do. I'm not a great guy to travel with because I'm not a big, great ball of fun. A good day for me is sitting in the hotel room, turning the television on, finding something to rent, movie-wise, and maybe having a sandwich brought up to me to the room. That is what I would do. So I've got to try to be more lively and more fun. And that's a tough one. So I get out to England. I'm asking, what should I do? So I find out about this train station. Now, for any of our English listeners, you can go, Chael, you found out about a train station? I'm from Portland, Oregon, okay? It's not like we can't just jump country to country or state to state by train. So find about this train station that for a ticket, in 2 hours of our time, we can be in Paris. We go check out the Eiffel Tower. So we do exactly that. We buy some train tickets. We get a car. We go up, trek on down to the tracks. Get in, sit down. 2 hours, 14 minutes later, we're in France. Paris, specifically, 20-minute cab ride from the Eiffel Tower. Now, I have to tell you guys, I've heard about the Eiffel Tower my entire life. I guess I never took the time to look at it. I never took the time to stare at it until I'm literally, yesterday, standing at the Eiffel Tower. It's a big steel structure, and I'm glad I saw it. I have no idea how it ever got hype. I have no idea from just the buildings that I've seen in my meager and humble travels. It was far from impressive. And I'm not trying to be a jerk about this. I'm happy I saw it. I've heard about that Eiffel Tower my whole life. It's just steel. They don't do it. There's not even a Starbucks in there. There was nothing cool about it. When I think of some towers I've heard of, Trump Tower, Sears Tower, come to mind. They're running a business out of there. The place is a business. You're renting office space. You've got restaurants and you've got shops and you've got enterprise going on. You've got electricity and a cleaning crew. This is steel. There is no walls. There is no business going on there. There is no commerce of any kind. It is steel. It's got no windows, no drapes, no carpet, no floors. I'm impressed by it as a piece of art. As something to do for people that must have been extremely bored and thought, let's twist up a bunch of steel and stick it in the ground in Paris, France. And people will talk about it all around the world. Boy, they got that one right. I'm just looking going, how does this pencil? How do they keep this thing open? It brings in absolutely no revenue. Sure, there was some tourists there and it was like a little $10 entry fee. I get all of that, but this thing must be state owned. The government must have taken tax money, built this thing, and they power wash it once or twice a year. I have the foggiest idea. I don't get it. I was in many ways disappointed, but more from a shock standpoint. I did not understand that I was going to look at a piece of steel. I thought I was going to look at, I've heard of the Leaning Tower of Pisa and the Tower of Big Ben. And you got all these different things in England. I go all the way to Paris to look at the Eiffel Tower. It's just a piece of metal. And I'm telling you guys that because that might surprise some of you. How do they plan for that thing to ever create revenue and keep itself open? It's a piece of metal. It's really tall. I'll give it that. I mean, it's a tall piece of metal, but it was a piece of metal.